Hey everybody, it's ZM and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Last time we arrived at Mount Lanayru Skyview Tower, at the very top of Mount Lanayru itself. And, well, in this one, let's go ahead and start by activating the tower, so that way we can get the map for its region and also traverse its sky with ease, as, yeah, this will launch us into the sky just like so. Here we go. This cutscene never gets old with activating each and every tower. I love it because it lets you get a glimpse of what's in the sky in each and every region, and in general, yeah, the view never gets old within this game, and Breath of the Wild. Overall, the concept of what Link has to do is really cool. Like, he's launched up, he has the Sheikah Slate connected to a cord, a really, really long cord, and then, yeah, he just scans the area underneath them. So there we go. We now have the map for the entire region underneath us, which is pretty much Mount Lanayru and Haite Village. Not much else, but then we also get the sky, which is also not much else. Just a couple islands within the sky. But okay, now that we are all the way up here, let's go ahead and scout out an island that we can land on and maybe do something regarding a shrine or, you know, something of that sort. So, I mean, the main thing we're looking for throughout the map are shrines. You know, there are side quests in between, but, you know, the main meat and potatoes of the game are truly the shrines. And speaking of which, there actually is one down here. As you can see, this one actually is really fun because it will require us to go, you know, snowboarding, to say the least. I really love how this works. So let's start off by activating this here. Yes, this Zonai device will get us started with the shrine. This one reminds me a lot of the DLC shrines from Breath of the Wild, as it required us to actually go into Sheikah-like rings. Now we're going through Zonai ones, and we're kind of timed to quickly make our way to the very end. And this is actually very reminiscent of one in Breath of the Wild's DLC, but again, Zonai related. So let's get started by going through it, and there we go. We gotta follow the light all the way down, and essentially, yeah, we're gonna snowboard through these, you know, circles of light that are going to be placed for us, and they will kind of work as obstacles that we have to go through and, yeah, make our way to the very end to get ourselves a shrine. So, obviously, you don't need the wheels, you know, the cart on your Sheikah Slate to do this. If you're shield surfing on snow, you go down, especially going down a hill, you'll be going down really quickly. I don't know if it's making the traction worse. Like, I feel like I'd be going faster if I didn't have the cart connected to it. But regardless, you know, it does the job, and just like that, we should be done, which, yeah, will give us access to a hidden shrine. These shrines, of course, are really fun to do. I mean, I enjoy them a lot. Again, I would prefer for them to not have blessing shrines within them, and I do believe this one doesn't. But, you know, having a challenge before actually getting to the shrine and then having a challenge in the shrine is really nice because it just kind of pads out the gameplay, gives us more to do and all. And, yeah, overall, that was a pretty fun objective. But now let's take on the puzzle within the shrine itself. And now the sensor is going off since the shrine is all of a sudden in front of us. But I'm going to make sure to turn that off soon because it does get annoying. But regardless, let's go ahead and enter it and see what awaits. Alright, and it isn't a blessing shrine, it's actually one of my more favorite shrines, which are the proving ground ones, you know, where they strip away all of your items and force you to use what they provide, which really does give a challenge to these types of shrines. And overall, I just enjoy them a lot because they feel like their own contained challenge within the game, which to me is just, yeah, really enjoyable. So yeah, this is Proving Grounds Ascension. So let's start off by grabbing all that we can grab here and get started. So yeah, I do believe with the name being Ascension, we're gonna have to go up, and luckily they do provide a lot of rockets. As you can see, we're gonna definitely put those to use. I want to be careful I don't trigger whatever trap that laser will trigger. But yeah, actually, you know what, let's just go through it now and see what happens. And okay, yeah, so that would ruin the you know, rockets because it would have them explode. And speaking of rockets, let's go ahead and launch ourselves up and just ignore that enemy. I'm going to tackle the enemies from top to bottom instead of from bottom to top. I feel like that'd be a bit easier, and I do believe the more tougher enemies are at the top, but this has to be the strongest construct because just by killing it alone, it took over half of the total construct HP bar that's on the top. So yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. The rest should be really easy to kill as yeah, within 1-2 hits, they're down. So not bad. Luckily, there are plenty of rockets for us to have. I do want to grab another one just in case I need it. Sadly, though, once you complete the challenge, it doesn't matter what you have. Even these items here, you know, grabbing the horn, won't really be much of use unless I put it to use into this challenge, because it takes away all of your items when it gives you back your original items you had before the shrine. But okay, anyways, let's go ahead and now make our way down here. We shouldn't have too many more enemies to go. I do know there's one on the very bottom that I avoided, but we'll take that on after we defeat this one. Are there any more above us? Yeah, there's one last one over here. Really easy with this rocket attached to my weapon. Like, wow, I made it really strong. It just broke now, but I guess I could swap to the spiked ball. Yeah, there we go. That should easily make work of this construct. And just like that, we've done it. Super easy. And now we can have our equipment returned to us. Yeah, again, I just really enjoy these because they remind me of the Eventide Island Shrine where, you know, even though that one you can cheat, it's just nice to be able to have a certain challenge to where even if you are really far ahead within the game, no matter where you are, the difficulty will feel the same because you're stripped away from everything. So even if you have an overpowered item, you can't use it within this. And to me, that just makes the challenge altogether more fun. But okay, so to make our way back up, since there are no more rockets for us to use, and overall, I want to show this concept off because we didn't use it within the Shrine Challenge itself. That is, yeah, we can easily recall this to bring us all the way back up. I find it really cool. And of course, the game wants you to utilize it in some sense. So let's utilize it after we complete the shrine. No biggie. But there we go. That does that. And now let's go ahead and collect our reward. Yeah, overall, like I said, my favorite type of shrines within the game. I'm glad there are plenty within the game that are like this. I know a lot of people actually don't prefer these ones, maybe because they don't want the challenge, but I'm the opposite. Maybe because I played these games too much. I look forward to the challenge, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, that spear might be of use. I'd rather just drop the magic rod that I have attached to a sword. It wasn't really anything special, but okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and pick up our Light of Blessing and yeah, move on. We're collecting quite a bit. We're gonna definitely have to accumulate them and upgrade them, but that's all aside the point. Let's now move on maybe to another shrine nearby and see what awaits. All right, so I do believe there is a shrine real close to here, so let's start off by making our way down. Now, I don't want to shield surf all the way across because I do believe, yes, there are some Zonite devices we can use and make our own vehicle with, and I'm going to put that to use. Well, again, you have the ones in your capsules that you could take out anytime. For the sake of this being a walkthrough, I want to make sure I only utilize ones that we can all use. If for some reason you are following along, well then yeah, you should find these within your game as well, and you'll be able to build the exact same device without having to, you know, use the gacha machine and collect as many as you can with the charged orbs and whatnot. This just makes it a lot easier for those who do want to follow along. And there is a shrine nearby. It's already blinking. I'm actually going to turn that off in a second, like I mentioned, but I'll show off something to do with it. First, let's just build our vehicle. So all I want to do here is just kind of attach these wheels on to the already pre-built, you know, slab with wheels, and that way I can make it a more proper vehicle, so that way it doesn't tip over or anything. That should keep it a bit more balanced. And now let's go ahead and add the steering stick so we can steer it. This is perfect. I feel like Nintendo gives you the exact items you need to build the perfect vehicle, and this will actually give us good traction within the snow. So let's go ahead and back up and then start making our way there. It's not the fastest, but it's definitely going to be faster than shield surfing because we're no longer going downhill. And okay, so yeah, now it's beeping. A bit annoying, but I do want to show off one thing. So the shrine is kind of directing us towards this direction here, and we're not going to find it if we keep looking for it. And the reason why, and I do believe it's a really cool feature they added, because with the game having so many caves, we're going to notice any second now. Yes, there you go. Nearby, down below. Essentially, it's letting you know that there's a shrine underneath you. So let's go ahead and turn it off now. I'm done using it because you know, I showed off the features it has to offer, and don't worry, we're gonna get out of all of the shrines. I have them, you know, memorized, so I don't really need that. And overall, yeah, it just gets annoying. But My point here is it's really cool because if you do have the shrine sensor blinking and you happen to be above it, it will literally tell you it's beneath you. And to me, I find that really cool. It's such a nice feature. So now let's go ahead and look for where a cave would be beneath us. Okay, well, a small little hiccup within the road. Gotta fix it. Let's use Ultra Hand and slightly move it, but I still want to utilize this a bit more. I mean, it's gonna kind of be useless as I go down, but let's just continue on. Let's hit this. There we go. We got the Moblin. We're hitting the Lizolfo, but I'm not gonna bother with them. What I do want to do is go all the way down here, because yes, we're looking for a cave entrance that will lead us to the shrine that we were picking up on our sensor. And whoa, I think we're going a bit too fast. I gotta be careful here. Oh god. Oh, okay. Phew. For a second, I thought I was going to fall. Oh, it actually hit the bloopy, which, yeah, there is a bloopy, of course, in front of each and every cave. And luckily, it's leading us to the cave itself. So there we go. We have made it exactly where we want to go. Pretty funny, but luckily I didn't get hurt falling down there because it looked like it could have ended a much horrible way. But yeah, this is the Lanayru Road East Cave. And if I open up the map just to show you exactly where I'm standing, yeah, you can find the cave right over here, not too far from the previous shrine, just kind of down the cliff from the north. So, okay, now with all of that said and done, let's go ahead and locate the shrine within here. I do believe it's just going to be further up. You know, usually the caves, if a cave doesn't hold a shrine, it's mainly just for the bubble frog, but that's essentially the gist of the caves. Either a bubble frog, well, no matter what, every cave will have a bubble frog, but on top of it, it's either a shrine or maybe a unique chest item, which is usually a, you know, piece of attire for Link to wear. But okay, I don't like this like Link, so let's go ahead and see if he likes that. Yeah, we got rid of the rock, you know, armor it had, but I don't want to bother, you know, I don't even want to bother fighting it. Let's just move on. So we do want to make our way down here, and as you can see, with the cave being very wet and damp, we actually can't climb, and that will actually kind of deter us to get a certain shrine, but we'll try a different route in doing so. But first, before I focus on the shrine, let's not forget the bubble frog that's within it and get ourselves the bubble gem, as these are really easy to forget. And I do believe a couple caves I kind of just forgot to get them, but we're gonna make sure we get them all, don't worry, eventually. But okay, here we have a whole group of blue bokoblins with this big boss bokoblin, and it looks like we're gonna have to battle this out. Oh, they do have a couple of black ones as well. Let's go ahead and avoid its attack though, because the black ones are a lot stronger than the blue ones. And whoa, okay, that's weird. I flurry rushed it, but it luckily had its shield in a perfect spot to where I was able to avoid it. Now, I don't want to waste all my weapons on this, so I'm going to show off something. Since we have a body of water near us... Oh, okay, their shields are going to get really annoying. But okay, I don't care. I'm going to try this out again. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to fight them. Luckily, my spirits are. But okay, Daruk. Now, I want to knock this guy in the water. Yes, just like that. Hell yeah. And there you go. He can't swim, so he's done for. You know, let's see if I can knock this guy in the water. Nice. So yeah, that is truly the Bokoblin's biggest weakness. If you got a body of water near you, just knock him in it, because look at that. That is actually hilarious, and I love it, because it's like I'm playing bowling, essentially, with Daruk. I just gotta, you know, strike, and there we go. They all go flying, and I've done it. Okay, but the thing is, I do want to pick up their items. Luckily, most of their stuff will float, as long, of course, as it's an item part or it's attached to a piece of wooden shield or wooden club. As you can see, the clubs are very useful in that regard, and I do want this one because this icicle club will actually be very useful, though I don't believe I can drop anything in the water. Can you? Let me just try here. Okay, you can't take it out now. Yeah. That won't work, but that would sink in the water if I were to drop it. So let's go ahead and drop just something we don't need. And yeah, as you can see, it will sink because it's not made out of wood. But because this one is, it doesn't sink, which is super nice. So this will actually imply to what I'm going to do right up ahead. And that is you want to kind of fuse, you know, a wooden club, if you have one, to one of the boulders next to you, like this one here. I don't need to do that, though, so I don't really see a point. We could just drop this and pick up their sturdy stick. But you know what? Okay. Let's just not even make use of that. There already is a club in the water, like I said. As you can see, it floats. So that kind of proves my point. As you can see, yeah, the wooden stuff do float. which is super nice. And why I'm mentioning that, you'll see in a second. So this will all make sense. But okay, so as you can see, yeah, to make our way to the shrine, there are rocks blocking this little pathway here. And what I want to do is create a pathway of ice. Okay, well, I love that Link has a dive animation. I don't want him to do that. Don't do that, dude. What are you doing? Stop. I don't want him to do that, believe it or not. Okay, I want to jump, and then there we go, Slash. Yeah, it's not letting me attack when I jump off and Link decides to be all kind and dive. And don't get me wrong, it looks cool. The animation is badass, but that isn't what I meant to do. I meant for Link to jump and attack, create, as you can see, these ice blocks that I can stand on. And then this is what I meant by having a, you know, rock hammer that is attached to a club. As you can see, it will float. So let's say I use this one, the Flux Core Hammer, which does look pretty heavy, but I don't have to worry as it will continuously float. Obviously, if it does fall in the water, you can use Recall or Ultra Hand to pull it back up, but sometimes the water is too deep and you won't be able to pick it back up. So having it attached to a club is really cool, and I love that that's an aspect that you have to like kind of keep in mind with the physics. It just shows that, yeah, the physics is so freaking genius within this game, and it's actually useful. And yeah, you can't just like attach something to a piece of metal and expect it to work. Overall, really cool. But now let's take on the shrine ahead. All right, sadly, this one is a blessing shrine, so yeah, it'll be just, you know, quick pick up and move on. But I guess we did have fun locating it. But again, I don't feel like it was much of a challenge to find it. You know, we were going to explore in the cave regardless. You know, we love splunking for them blue oopy, you know, rewards, which are the bubble frog, you know, bubble gems. But yeah, in general, it's quite a shame when you do come across a blessing shrine. There's just way too many within this game. And again, for me, I want more to play. I want more challenges. So this just seems like a cop-out. But again, at least I'll enjoy the adventure it took us to get there. But yeah. Okay, moving on. I guess that should do it with this cave. So I kind of want to make my way back to the Skyview Tower, and then we'll kind of take a different direction and maybe locate a few more shrines around here. All right, so now that we are back here, yeah, I do believe there are a couple things we can do within the sky. Actually, there's a lot of things we can do in terms of shrines, both in the sky and down below. But while I'm still here, there is a, you know, just one or two things we can pick up before we move on to the next area. Of course, our main objective is to reach the next regional phenomena, which is in Gerudo, the opposite of this direction. But yeah, it's fine. Now, I do want to switch over to a nice and heated weapon so it doesn't get too cold up here. But I do believe, yeah, right down below to the north, you know, northeast-ish, there is, yeah, a shrine we can take on, which is actually really cool. Actually, I believe there are two shrines we can do here. And first I want to drop down here. Now this area is more so like a resting spot where you could pick up some fairies and, you know, just generally rest, you know, from having to travel within the air. So luckily, yeah, there are some Zonai devices we can put to use. I do want to pick up a fairy. Don't really need them, but whatever. I'll just pick up one. I don't want to waste too much time. And again, the reason why I don't pick up a lot of things throughout my playthrough is to just make it more bearable for you to watch. If I was picking up everything, it'd get really annoying. So trust me, in my own playthroughs, I get everything I can get. But okay, luckily we had this really cool Zonai vehicle already pre-built for us. Look at how badass that looks. And it has a bunch of batteries on it, making getting to where we need to go gonna be super easy. Because as you can see, yeah, there's a set of islands all the way there over to the east. And yeah, I want to go ahead and take it on because as you can see from above us, yes, there's going to be a really fun challenge we could take on, and overall, you know, an archipelago that we can find that will also hold a shrine. Overall, there are a couple things we could do here, so might as well tackle it. Since we're here in the Lanayru region, you know, our goal is still to get all the shrines, even though our main objective is, you know, to first finish the story, but I do want to get as many shrines as I can along the way. But okay, well, my battery has run out. That's pretty much made it to where we wanted to go, and that is down here. So, okay, now, this shrine here is actually going to be a challenge shrine that requires us to speak to this, you know, construct steward. And now, I do believe we want to do the challenge, but I'm going to utilize something that I find really cool, and it's just kind of putting to use, you know, the convenience it gives us. So as you can see, it brought us all the way to the top, the very top of that, like, long set of islands that was above us. And because of that, we're not going to do the challenge yet, because this will allow me to then make my way. As you can see, this is where the challenge would be if I were to interact with that Zonai device and do it for a shrine. But I'm going to do that later, because we can easily have Link teleport up there just by speaking to the Construct Steward, which is just so convenient. So yeah, we're going to put that aside and actually focus on a different shrine, which is all the way down here. Now, we've seen these type of archipelago islands, you know, repeated throughout the map, and this is one very reminiscent of, yeah, the many we've seen throughout the game. As you can see, yeah, all we got to do, and actually, let me quickly switch my weapon. I want to take out this little guy over here. Why not? You know, they annoy me by running into me. Well, goodbye. Yeah, there we go. We got Sarami. But okay, yeah. This is, and I enjoy these shrines, you know, it's essentially where we have to get the giant shrine crystal and deliver it to the, you know, where the shrine is meant to be, as you can see, as it will turn into a shrine, essentially. And there we go, the Mount Lanayru Skyview Crystal. So let's get this started. Luckily, I do believe we don't have to build any vehicles of our own, because once again, the game provides with plenty throughout the map. I absolutely love that, and I do appreciate it, because, again, you don't have to go through your own inventory to do so. And again, it makes it easier for people following along. I don't have to build anything that's too difficult. But okay, there we go. So let's just make sure we follow the beam. Now, I do believe there's a couple more things from Korok seeds and stuff to do, but I'm just going to focus on the shrine at hand. And hopefully our battery lasts until we arrive to this area here. Again, this is very reminiscent of many other shrines that require the sky crystals that we have to do. But let's go ahead and drop down. Okay, luckily we still have this vehicle. I'm going to put it to use to deliver the crystal with, and yeah, there we go. There it is. We can't actually see the beam because it's going through the floor, as you can see, because it's like a direct point of where the beam is and the shrine is. It's just like shooting it. So let's just go ahead and take it with us. And while you can build your own Zonai device here, I'm just going to attach this crystal to a couple batteries, so that way we have the battery to actually make our way back, because again, I don't have too much of my battery charge. I have to upgrade that, and that requires the you know, zonite, and then you have to crystallize it, and that whole process, and we'll look into that later. That requires a lot of grinding. Let's just focus on the main objectives at hand. So I do want to attach it here, though I do believe it might weigh down the vehicle. You know what, but let me show off the physics and screw it. I love this concept. So, you know, we're gonna attach a battery here and a battery here, like these bigger batteries, and then I believe it will weigh down the device to where once we go, yeah, whoa, okay. So I really have to tilt it forward, or it's gonna just push me down. But that's so cool. So it literally, as you can see, it actually matters on how you distribute the weight as well with these, which, I don't know, to me this is just such a cool concept. I can't get over how just amazing the engine is, and how realistic it is in a sense, but still has that slapstick fake humor. But look at that, yeah, it's weighing us down. So let's just drop down. The crystal's too heavy, because essentially this vehicle is the perfect weight all around until you put the crystal and batteries on. And it's fine, though, as long as we make it down. But if you want to make it a bit easier for you, maybe put the crystal in front of you. That will make it easier to descend downwards instead of having it push you to the back and then you just fall. But whatever, it's worked, and yeah, we're done. Let's go ahead and deliver it just like so. Luckily, Ultra Hand makes it easier. You don't have to carry the crystal itself. You could just have Link control it with Ultra Hand, place it where it needs to be, and just like that, the shrine awaits. Hopefully this one isn't a blessing shrine. If I do remember correctly, it might be something a bit more interesting, and yeah, let's see what awaits. All right, yeah, you can easily tell if it's a blessing shrine just by Link's entrance. You know, it will have the endless Zonai space with the cool aura. But yeah, here, it's where the ice guides you is the shrine we got to take. And this one's actually really fun. It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier, like a bowling type game, but this time with not anything round. You know, Yonobo is round, but this ice, you know, platform we're going to make isn't. As you can see, it's more of a square. And we're going to attach it to this, as this will weigh it down with this piece of metal slab. And with the ice slab, all we're going to do is, let's see if I can time it correctly, drop it. This reminds me very much of the Bomb Chew mini game from Ocarina of Time. which I really loved. And as you can see, yeah, just like that, perfect. So the ice will give it the traction it needs to slip and slide its way across. And if you time it well enough, you can easily get it to get to where it needs to go. And I do believe that's it, actually, for the shrine. There is another secret that will hold a chest, but you know what? That's fine. I think we got the gist of what the shrine has to offer, and in general, the chests within these shrines aren't really that mandatory, so we're going to call it a day. We're going to move on and see what awaits now that we have got the Light of Blessing for this shrine. Alright, now that we are out, I guess let's focus on what I originally came here for, which is, yeah, this island shrine. As you can see, we got to go all the way back up there. But to do it again with these in a breeze is we just need to speak to the construct steward. Of course, you can reach the top yourself without speaking to it, and then be able to do the challenge without interacting with the construct steward, and then the construct steward will speak to you after you complete it. And mention, you know, if you want to do it again, because he'll actually offer you something pretty valuable. But again, if you don't want to actually make your way all the way up there, you could do what I did and just have him teleport you up there, and now we can activate it. And I do believe because we didn't activate this, we didn't actually get the name of this island. So now that we have, and now we actually have the challenge ahead of us, I do believe it's going to change up a bit. You'll see what I'm saying. So we already walked forward, but see, we didn't have the shrine itself activated. So yeah, okay, it does say Valor Island. Nice. So we got to show our valor on this island, and yeah, to me that's really cool. Now it triggered the text to appear, which is kind of interesting. Of course, if we walked around the island completely, it should have eventually triggered, but since we didn't bother and we just jumped straight off, it was, whoa, okay, able to, it didn't trigger it until we actually did the challenge at hand, which I find really cool because you can do things in different order and see the differences the game has to offer. But okay, as you can see, we got to zap our way down to the bottom. Just like that. I think I did a pretty good time to where I would have gotten the challenge reward, but because the first time you do it, it's for a shrine. As you can see, we're not going to get what we want, but it's fine. At least we're getting the shrine, and then we just need to speak to him again, and we can do it a second time to get the reward we need. Though I do believe the second time we're going to have to actually pay up because, yeah, it's not free to do this. And oh, wow, look at the sun behind the shrine. It's so beautiful. This game never gets old, and I'm always amazed by staring at it. Like, yeah, this and Breath of the Wild. I mean, most Zelda games I still get lost in its beauty, but like these games are just next level, truly. And again, they're not even running on the best it can run on. Like, imagine these updated on a more stronger Nintendo hardware. That'd be so cool. But okay, let's see what awaits for us in this shrine. I'm afraid it might be a blessing, but let's quickly take it on. Okay, yeah, sadly, that challenge was more so a blessing. It's very inconsistent when you think about it, because the one that required us to snowboard down actually had a challenge. If anything, it was one of my more favorite challenges, you know, the Proving Grounds. Then this one, it's like, nah, we're done. That's good enough. Here's a blessing. You know, Rauru's giving you another blessing shrine, whatever. At least we got a diamond from it, not bad. And, yeah, and luckily, at least we could do another challenge regarding Valor Island, as we're going to go ahead and now attempt to actually get a special item that has to do with the piece of attire that Link can obtain. Okay, so yeah, again, if you had done this without actually speaking to the construct steward, I do believe he would have tried to speak to you now. But since we already spoken to it, and you know, we know there's a challenge awaiting for us, we can easily speak to it again. And then let's do it again. But this time, yeah, we have to offer a Zonai charge. That will change it up a bit, as, yeah, you can't do this for free. And all we have to do is beat 35 seconds, which I'm 100% sure the first time we've done it, we beat it. So let's do it again. Let's jump down Valor Island. Quickly go as fast as we can. It's kind of annoying, though, the clouds. I can't see where to go. Okay, what the hell? Okay, there we go. We see it. Yeah, the clouds are kind of ruining the experience here. I feel like I could have done a much better time. But again, we're going to surpass what they wanted us to do, which was 35 seconds. Yeah, that was easy. More than 10 seconds. But I believe I could have done around like 20 seconds, maybe even less, if I didn't have that cloud obscuring my vision. But whatever, we've done it, and just like so, we get ourselves, yes, the glide mask. I absolutely love this mask. It's very reminiscent of the hawk eyes from Twilight Princess. but it doesn't really give you an insane scope. All it does is it increases your skydive mobility, which is super nice. And now we have the torso and the helm part of it, and all we need are the trousers. And again, that's going to be from an island that has just like these last two, where we got the other pieces of the glide set. You know, it has a similar challenge in that regard, though obviously we'll look into that later. At least we got two pieces, and it's going to dramatically improve our skydive mobility, as I'll show off right now, actually. So there we go. We've done it. We could do it again for like large zonai charges and whatever it may be, but I'm not here for that. We got what we wanted, and now let's move on. So there we go. Now if we dive, as you can see, I guess it's hard to tell, but trust me, Link is moving way faster while diving. But I guess since it's just really fogged out and we have nothing truly underneath us to see Link, you know, progress forward. I mean, you could look at the map. It does look like he's moving really fast. But yeah, he definitely is picking up speed. And at least it is going to help out a lot with, you know, skydiving and using the sky to kind of locate shrines from afar. And that's essentially what we're doing right now. As you can see, there is a shrine right up ahead over here. So let's go ahead and make our way there. I'm going to utilize Tulin's Gust of Wind, though, to help me out a bit. Though we could have made it easily just by, you know, the skydiving mobility addition it gives us. And, you know, slowly gliding as well. We wouldn't make it if we just skydived, but still, it made it a lot easier. As you can see, it even consumed a full stamina wheel to do so, and we're already here. Let's go ahead and drop down, and just like that, yeah, we can take on another quick shrine, and yeah, let's see what awaits for this one. Here we go. And yeah, I love the way Link looks with this on. Like I mentioned before, he looks super badass. It kind of fits with, oh, wings on the wind. It's a perfect quest for us looking like a bird. So speaking of birds, these wings here, we're going to need to utilize one. I do believe, I feel like there would have been one to where we can grab. What the hell? Oh, what? Okay. Okay, just spawned there. That was weird. That was really weird, but I'm not going to complain. I just wanted the wing so I can bring it over. If that didn't work, you could always recall the wing that is falling and then grab it yourself. But yeah, there we go. At least the game gives us one. And just like that, all we need to do is attach the orb and then make our way down. Let's see if we can actually... Oh, God, are we going to hit the wing? Oh, that was funny. That like a collision. That would have been a pretty bad accident if they weren't such light, simple wings, you know. Yeah, but okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and drop it down. Pretty cool to say the least. But yeah, I do believe this shrine is kind of simple, more of a tutorial-based one where all we need to do is, you know, kind of use certain Zonai devices and get the hang of them. One being, yes, this one here. We're going to use the wings once again, but I do believe I want to grab this Zonai device fan. Obviously, you can't use what's in your inventory or even have a battery enabled, which is super nice because that means you can infinitely use Zonai devices within shrines, which is super cool. But yeah, all we want to do for this one is go ahead and attach a fan onto one of the wings and just reach our way to the very end. I do believe we did already one super similar to this, but this one is just slightly different, and I don't mind. Our goal is just to make our way across, and yeah, the fan should get us there easily. I don't want to lose too much height as, yeah, we won't be able to actually reach it. But there we go, perfectly not difficult whatsoever. So just like that, we were able to make it to the end. Again, I really love how like the end of the shrine is just so massive. It's kind of like the landing zone for the wings, which is so cool. Like just the scale of these shrines are so nice. Like, it feels really cool, to say the least. But okay, another shrine down, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. But alright, I think we've done enough shrines within the Lanayru region for now. We'll come back to it later, but let's move on to a different part of the map and maybe open it up. So let's teleport to the Sahasra Slope Skyview Tower and make our way south to the Faron region to check that area out. Alright, sadly it's raining, but that's fine because we can easily launch ourselves past the weather clouds and rise above it, which I do really love because, yeah, literally the weather clouds are only so high up that literally, yeah, if you go high enough, it will always be sunny, which I find really cool with how the, you know, open air design works. But okay, so what I do want to do from here is, like I said, I want to kind of head south to open up parts of the Faron region, as we haven't done that yet. And While it may seem faster to teleport to a different shrine or something, we're going to use this tower and overall the glide mobility that we have from the glide set and see if we can easily reach this next tower just from one tower to another, which should be doable. As you can see, it's not too far from where we're at. Our goal is to make our way there. As you can see, though, in the Faron region, it's pretty stormy. And actually, speaking of how you can rise above the weather clouds, well, there's a certain weather cloud you can't rise above. It's going to cover even the sky, and that is only in the Faron region. And we'll get into and all of that later on, but for now, let's just focus on reaching this tower. I do believe next to this tower, we should find a shrine. I could kind of see it in the distance, as you can see. Yeah, well, right now Tulin is kind of flying above it. There we go. Where his head is where the shrine is, as you can see. Yeah, there we go. Let me move the camera a bit so you can see it better. But yeah, we're gonna grab this shrine along the way and then make our way to the tower. But as you can see, yeah, we've made it. I would say the gliding mobility helped out a lot as we were able to reach from one tower to another. And yeah, pretty easily. It does kind of change up the way you tackle the game. Instead of being on horse, this is the Tears of the Kingdom way, you know, traveling through the sky, which is super fun. But okay, now let's take on the shrine real quick. All right, so let's see what awaits for us within this one. Ooh, okay. Oh, I love this one. Built for rails. I'm built for rails. So yeah, this one's super fun, and there's many ways to do it. I'm sure if you're a noob, you didn't do it this way, which is just, yeah, you can shield surf your way pretty much across the entirety of the shrine. Though there is one part you're going to want to change things up a bit. As you can see, they give you metal slabs to use, but I don't need that. And don't worry, you don't need a cart attached to your shield to do this. You could just use any shield and shield surf across. Super fun, super cool. I absolutely love it. But now here is where things get a bit challenging, and this is where things may change up depending on the player. Now, I'm going to show off a really easy way to do it. This is my method of doing it, but this isn't at all the intended way. I know we've already argued before that there is really no intended way. The game developers want it to be up to each individual's interpretation of how to solve things, but there always is a definitive way, to say the least, right? This definitely isn't a definitive way. While I will try to tackle most shrines in a definitive way, I'll just show you how I did it and how I look at how you should do it if you want to do it the easiest way possible. So, as you can see, what I want to do is kind of lock the stone slab within these two railings, so that way it doesn't fall off. As you can see, the stone slabs are holding it into place, and then attach these fans to it, so when I activate it, as you can see, yeah, it will give me access to the last part of the railing, which is what I need. So from here, you're going to want to shield surf. So once it starts to fall down, just go ahead and jump off, shield surf, and then once you make your way here, jump off real quickly, and then continue the shield surfing. May look a little bit complex, but I honestly feel like this is the easiest way. I think it is, you know, the easiest way to do it for myself, but, you know, you may have found a different way. You may have tackled it differently. Please let me know how you did it. I'm definitely curious with how others tackled the shrine, but I feel like this is a really easy way that works each and every time, so I'm going to roll with it. But anyways, yeah, that does that. Okay, so with that done, let's now focus on the tower that's over here. Make sure we activate that so we actually can get a map for this area, and, oh, okay, well, it looks like we could do one of these as well. Let's help out with one of Hudson's construction signs, as we need to go ahead and, yeah, help this guy out so he can, you know, put it within the ground. Luckily, this one's super easy. As you can see, since there is a part of the sign that has a wooden plank on the bottom, if you just place a rock, which will be heavy enough to keep it in place, it won't fall. Very easy, kind of like a freebie one, if you ask me, but it does the job. So just like that, he should do it. Yeah, really, really simple, but I'll take it. At least we were able to do it with these, and now we can move on to what actually matters, which is opening up the map. But let's go ahead and pick up our rewards. Like always, he'll give you 3 rewards, which is pretty nice. You know, you get the money, you get the food, and then you get yourself a sleepover ticket, I guess. I'm not entirely sure if it's always a sleepover ticket. Might be, but it's always something, you know, to do with stables, I guess. So yeah, not bad, not bad. But okay. Anyways, now let's go ahead and make our way to this tower. I love the way they're lit up before you actually activate them. Makes it easier to differentiate which one you need to go to. Of course, in Breath of the Wild, they would glow orange, I believe, or they weren't glowing at all, and then they'd go blue to let you know that you've done it. But this is also really cool, and I love how it's kind of sci-fi-esque, but has like that traditional Japanese kind of vibe to it. You know, the Sheikah in general have that kind of aesthetic to them, and it looks really cool to say the least. But anyways, let's go ahead and open it up, and if we do, we'll see that, yep, it's blinking. It's not working. We can't activate it. We need some help. So yeah, not all of the towers are going to be super easy. And as you can see, yeah, someone needs help. So we're going to help them so that they can help us. So our goal is to make our way within this well here because, yes, anyone please, yes, we need to help out this guy. And luckily we could use Daruk, or rather, I may have called him Daruk previously. I didn't mean to do that, but Yunobo, wow, I don't know why I said Daruk. You know, I guess he's similar to the previous champion. My bad. If I did already mention that in the video before, then yeah, my bad. I'm correcting myself now, just so you know, just in case someone already corrected me. But yeah, as you can see, this guy here needs some help because he got himself trapped. It was like a booby trap, you know. You walk in and the switch needs to be pressed in because he was trying to get a chest, and yeah, we got to help him out, and this guy will help us out in return. So let's go ahead and ascend back upwards. We got to look for the actual entrance to this cave instead of the well, as the well is more so like a back entrance to it. And it should just be, yeah, right behind the Skyview Tower itself. But yeah, it's really cool though how useful Yunobo is. I'd say he's definitely the most useful when it comes to doing things in the environment, you know, whether it's destroying stuff, knocking enemies into water and all that. Whoa, okay, a lot of keys and, okay, I didn't see that boulder roll out of nowhere. But okay, usually keys come out of the caves. This is an excavation site, but yeah, I find it really cool when you do discover a cave with the whole keys rushing out of it. It's a pretty cool concept, but didn't expect the boulder to also roll out as well, but okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and pick up the reward, but that's not the only reward, of course, we get. We're going to be able to also get access to the Skyview Tower, activate it, get the map, have it launch in the sky, all that jazz. But I do believe, yeah, he just gave us the rupees that were inside the chest. He doesn't want them anymore. He's just happy he's alive. So, yeah, I don't blame him, though. But anyways, let's go ahead and now pick up what's inside this chest. This is kind of cool how you can use the chest to then place it onto the switch to open it up. Again, shows you the physics in action. Really fun, and yeah, altogether, I just love it. I'm always gushing over this stuff, but I can't help it. Regardless, let's go ahead and now attack this bubble frog. Of course, this is essentially a cave, you know, so might as well look for it. You always want to pick them up. I'm going to make sure not to forget these. We're definitely sitting on a lot, and we're going to have to give them to Colton because obviously he wants to consume them so he can turn into a Satori himself. Yeah, because apparently consuming them will do that or something. So we'll look into that once we do spot him again in the future. But for now, we'll just sit and collect them and rack them up. But okay, hello again. I'm not going to speak to him. We already did what we need to do in terms of helping him out and all that. So yeah, with that, we can now activate this tower and get the map for this region here. Wow, look at the storm. You could really see the storm brewing within the Faron region, and that's a whole phenomena of its own. Let's just say that. But for now, we're going to focus on the Gerudo phenomena and what's happening there. Ooh, it's starting to rain. It looks really nice. I mean, it rains a little too much, but it does look beautiful when the sun's still out and it rains. But either way, we're not going to notice the rain any second as we are launched up into the sky. And yeah, we can go ahead and once again scope out the map. Like I said earlier, this never gets old. Though it is pretty weird how it works again. Like, is it really that easy? All you have to do is just kind of, you know, quickly have your Sheikah, or rather the Purpad, just, you know, look at the land and boom, like that. It can, like, take in the entire land with the depths and all its little intricate details and put it on the map. Well, what do I do? Why do I keep doing this with video games? I started adding logic behind it, and it's like, I'm literally playing a game where an elf boy, you know, was asleep for 100 years, woke up, lost his hand, is like, there's nothing realistic about this game. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I need to relax. Like, it's a fantasy world. I gotta have that fantasy mindset. But okay. So, with all of that said and done, let's let's go ahead and start making our way south of here. So here is the West Nakluda Sky Archipelago. We kind of been around the archipelago, certain islands that actually held a shrine, and you know, underneath it is where Kakariko village is, and I almost missed the water there. That would have hurt quite a bit, but the reason why I'm stopping by here in particular is so I can utilize this Zonai wing device that already has 2 fins attached to it and start making my way to where I need to go. So I'm not going to continue exploring the rest of the Faron region. As you can see, there's a tower, you know, all the way down there, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to start going south. Because the reason why is actually I want to make my way to a stable, and this stable will kind of help us out with a future quest, as there's going to be a quest we're going to take on within there. But just the general point is, since we do have this part of the map activated, we're going to kind of ignore everything else and just kind of, yeah, make our way there, and we'll come back later on. So yeah, we can see the storm. It looks kind of scary, and it really is a hassle to go through, but again, we'll look into all of that later. My goal for now is just to reach the stable all the way south in the Faron region. We can see it. Obviously, you can see the smoke coming out of the horse's nose, you know, with each stable having a giant horse head, you know, to indicate it's a stable. But also you can see a shrine, because with each stable is also a shrine right next to it. So let's go to the shrine, take it on real quickly, and then we'll do what we need to do within the stable. With this is about to despawn, I guess we can jump off. Though I do believe if you jump off too early, yeah, there we go. Link will do the dive, but not actually fall off. Kind of similar to like when Link was doing the dive when I didn't want him to within the water. Again, I love the animation, but somehow it can become of a nuisance. Like, it's kind of crazy. But okay. Anyways, yeah, we've landed exactly where we need to be, which is this shrine here. Let's take it on real quickly, and then I'll go into why I came here. So let's do it. Okay, so let's see what awaits for this shrine, and that is long or wide. Okay, okay, so this one is pretty straightforward. We're going to use this as a paddle to just hit the ball. It kind of utilizes the physics pretty well. Do enjoy it a lot. And yeah, this one was pretty easy though. Not much to enjoy there. But okay, so let's move on to the next one though. It will get more exciting, I do believe, as we go on. But I think this is the gist of the shrine. We just kind of paddle the ball across. Okay, this one, as you can see, is a bit of a curve. So that paddle won't be heavy enough to hit the ball hard enough so it can actually reach the other side by hitting it. So what we do need to do is just attach this giant metal block onto it. So that way it gives it some weight, and just like that, it's able to pick up the speed and make its way across. You're pretty enjoyable. But again, all of these shrines are a bit gimmicky. You kind of just do the same thing throughout them. And, you know, once you do one, you've done them all. But okay, so this one is, I guess, where it switches from long to wide. Or I guess this puzzle in particular is where the name implies. So here we're doing a long paddle of sorts, as we need it to hit this ball like that. So that covers long, right? And now we're going to have to do it in a wide sense. And you'll see what I mean. So, yeah, there we go. That gives us a cart, and we're going to actually have to paddle that cart so we can make our way to the end of the shrine. So here is where we kind of change things to a wide perspective. So, yeah, what we want to do is we want to attach this to the paddle once again, but, you know, from a wide angle like so. And then if we go ahead and push it back and then have it smack us like so, yeah, it will get us across like that. And we can easily grab that chest if we want. It's whatever. Again, I'm 100%ing the game, but I don't consider that in terms of 100%ing. We can always come back for them, but it's whatever. Again, they're usually weapons that I can't even keep because my inventory is full, but yeah, I digress. Let's just focus on the actual objectives at hand, and that is completing these shrines. So there we go. We've done the long, we've done the wide, and now we've got another light of blessing. Wow, we got quite a bit within this video, but now let's focus on something a bit different. So the reason why I want to make my way to the stable in particular, you know, we did open up the map, and it will let us come back here really easily since we could teleport to this shrine and check out the stable. And each stable is a plus, of course, as it you know, holds your horses, and you can pick up your horse and make traveling a lot easier. But as you can see, yeah, really nice. This little guy, he's piping away at his flute here, and his name actually is Pyper, as you can see. I guess all the Stable Trotters, if we ask him, yeah, have you met the Stable Trotters? Well, we actually know them, and guess what? He's actually a part of them. And now that he knows they're touring again, he definitely wants to rejoin them. But he has to do something first to take care of it. So yeah, that's the main reason why I came here. It's so I can reunite Pyper with the Stable Trotters, as our goal is to obviously open up all the great fairies, and where we're going to next will kind of be along that route. So let's do this first so we can do that later. So what happened was this guy was trying to give this little girl, I guess her name is Haite, or I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but he was trying to give her a show of a glowing tree because she wants to see a glowing tree, and he ended up burning the surroundings, and it didn't really work. So now he's going to try collecting fireflies. So we need Sunset Fireflies for him to make a glowing tree, as, yeah, maybe burning the tree up won't work. He's not the smartest kid out there, but let's help him out, as he's obviously trying to do something nice for someone else, you know, show him something interesting, and he obviously doesn't want to cause any harm. He's now resorting to the fireflies. So we're going to go ahead and get him some, and luckily we can get plenty near the Faron Region, so we're in the perfect area we need to be. But let's go ahead and pick up Epona. As mentioned before, you know, that's what makes the stable super convenient. While we do have Zonai devices, I always end up wanting to use my horse from time to time. They're a nice break, and again, they're more reliable than some Zonai devices, and you don't have to worry about the battery and all of that. You know, the horses are powered on nothing. They're just like infinitely powered up. You know, you can always just continue moving with them. You don't even got to feed them anything. You know, screw that. But you can, of course, but you don't have to, so I'm not gonna. Anyways, yeah, as we can see, there's a guy also, there'll be a merchant, yeah, traveling along the route we're going to be heading to, and he is also selling fireflies, which we do want to pick up from him. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I believe you could pick up 5 he's selling, and I do believe Beetle as well, which he'll be located at every single stable. Beetle should be at the stable right now if I decide to speak to him. He's also selling 3 fireflies. So the 3 on top of the 5 you can buy, you'll only need 2 left. And actually you can get 2 near this camp right over here. But let me just show you where the abundance of them are, and then I'll we can look into that. But let's say you don't have the money to spare. You don't want to buy from Beetle. You don't want to buy from the NPC. You can't find them, right? Well, where are you going to look for them? Well, here is a really good spot. Obviously in Kakariko Village, there are some. They were in Breath of the Wild. They actually still are within this game, and they only appear at sunset, them being, you know, with the name being Sunset Fireflies. That makes sense. But as you can see, yeah, here are some right here. They're all throughout like this strip of the forest, and yeah, we'll be able to collect way more than 10 if we desire, but since we already bought 5, I'm just going to collect 5. As you can see, there are so many. There are even some on the other side. Let me make my way around, because I do believe there's a bokoblin trolling about, and I don't want to mess with him, so I'm just going to walk all the way around this tree so I don't trigger the bokoblin, because, yeah, if he runs at you, he'll scare off the fireflies. So there we go. There are a bunch more behind this set of tree, but again, as you go on throughout the forest, you'll find plenty, but I think we have a good amount, right? We got more than 5 just now, but yeah, okay, there is the bokoblin that I was talking about, which is why I went around the tree so I don't disturb it. But yeah, just like that, we've gotten all that we need. Again, you can find more than 10 within here. You don't have to buy them. You can just take your time and locate them. But there we go. And like I said, you'll find him on the route to where those fireflies were, so you can easily purchase from him as well if you're for some reason in a pickle and you need some. But again, in Kakariko Village, there was a side quest that involved Sunset Fireflies in Breath of the Wild, and what's really cool is there happens to be there, and here, as you can see by that camp, yep, where that tent was, there were also 2 fireflies. So literally, there's plenty. I just want to show off as many as I can get. But yeah, before we make our way to the stable, I don't know I'm going there. Let's go speak to Pyper and let him know that we have all the fireflies. Because yeah, we got them within a jiffy. It's still nighttime, and while we do need to collect him at night, we also need to complete his quest at nighttime, as now that it is night, he can have them glow, and he'll create the glowing tree. So let's go to Hate's location, which she's literally just at the stable, and he wants us to bring her so he can show her something pretty cool. So yeah, he's up there waiting. I think it's a really sweet sentiment that he's doing, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of a nice and sweet side quest that we have to do to then get an even bigger side quest, which is reunite the Stable Trotters. But as you can see, this little girl, yeah, it's Haite. She's literally mentioning Pyper, and now we just need to tell her to follow me. So yeah, if she follows us, we can take her to where Pyper is, and Pyper can play a song for her. I was gonna say something else that would have sounded really wrong, so I don't know why I would say that. Yeah, okay, these are little kids. Let's just bring her over. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, yeah, where are we going? We'll just come over, then you'll see what happens. I find this side quest really cool, actually. So yeah, right here we go. To me, this is such a cool concept. Wow, indeed. That was really, really nice. I love that. Really nice song. And again, it looked beautiful. We got nice visuals, nice music. It was a glowing tree as she wanted. And she feels really happy, which is all what Pyper wanted. So yeah, happy. Did you hear that? We heard it loud and clear. And yeah, what a relief. Now, with that, he should be good to move on and make his way to the Stable Trotters. So there we go. We have completed his quest, and now we can have him reunite with the Stable Trotters, and we're gonna go straight to that. So yeah, there we go. We also get a big hearty truffle, but again, that's all aside the point. The music alone and that little visual piece we got was worth the side quest altogether. I really liked it. It kind of reminded me of the Wind Waker and, like, you know, the Koroks playing music and something about it just is reminiscent of it. But okay, with that all said and done, let's now head over to this stable as yeah, we can now find the Stable Trotters there. All right, sadly it is raining, but I guess this is a good part to end off things at. And before I do so, let's go ahead and check out the Stable Trotters now that Pyper has joined the squad. And as you can hear, yeah, you hear all of the elements. It's so beautiful, and it's really good. I mean, the violin part is probably the best part. It sounds the most reminiscent of the actual theme, but still hearing the little drum beats, that's probably the least important, but it adds to it. And then the flute with Pyper, it's just so good, and you can really hear it coming together. I love it. But okay, I think that about does it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Next time, we're going to help out the Stable Trotters. Don't worry, as you know, we'll bring them to the Great Fairy and do all of that since we have completed that quest, but that will be next time. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all then.